yours. And this is our game. It's our time. And here's the guy's trying to take it from us. So that makes it shit personal.
What is good, you guys? I'm Damo. We got that guy Herb. We got that guy Hunter. Okay, it is Sunday night talking Bama. Now, I'm not JT, right? But I'm gonna do the best that I can, man. JT is off handling something personal, so we gonna hold it down for him tonight. Now, before we get to the show, make sure you guys are like and subscribe to the podcast, and make sure you guys light up that comment box, right? Now, listen, we got a couple topics for you guys tonight. Okay, some transfer portal topics, offensive changes. You know what I'm saying? And that's not all we got. So Hunter, pull that first topic for us, brother.
What up, Nick?
Rose Bowl recap. Sorry. So, Herb, Rose Bowl recap, man. Yeah. How you feeling, bro? I know it wasn't a great night for Alabama. The game did not go as we expected, man. So, a few days removed from that horrible showing that we put on the field, man. How you feeling, man?
It's like, I guess y'all got to figure out which way I want to look at it. I didn't think, we asked us right before the playoffs started, or I think maybe right before the Iron Bowl, do we have a championship level team? And I said no, right? And I think a lot of us were agreeing on the show. We said no. Mm-hmm. But I did, you start believing and you get a little false hope when you go into that game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's clear. A one-dimensional team is not going to win the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You kept thinking something would change, but I think for me, the disappointment was there were no adjustments, right? Yeah. You had one or two key things, like one or two key moments where you have a chance to maybe make a game of this, especially the way we started out. Yeah. We're like sack. They're punting on the first drive. I'm like, all day.
Yeah.
And then it's like they changed stuff and we didn't. But to me, the breaking point was like that 4th and 1. And why are we, why you got a big running back handing it to a wide receiver, pop pass to a wide receiver on a 4th and 1? And then it's just like after that, it's just kind of like, all right, we're going to give short fields to their a team that's already great, got a Heisman winner, and it kind of got away from them after that. So it hurts. And then I hate transfer portal season because you don't even get the sting can barely leave you. But there's no recovery period. You know what I mean? It's like a traumatic event happens, and then you turn around and be like, hey, bro, dude's patting you on the back. You okay? Okay. Well, I'm out. So you get over it on your own. So it's too much at one time, man.
Yeah, it is.
The game
it's sort of like they already got their minds made up before the game has even started.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, man, there was definitely a couple points where we thought that Alabama could get it going, but unfortunately, man, they just, in my opinion, man, they just looked like they weren't interested even being out there. So
I think the defense let up in the second half because it was kind of like we're not getting anything from the offense.
Yeah,
so if I make this stop right now, I'm gonna be back on the field in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Try to make this stop again. And when you're the underdog in a game like this, you can't.
I've seen that.
You can't make mistakes, man. And we I can't think of much we did right. So
yeah, I agree with that, man. Hunter, Rose Bowl recap, brother. How you feeling?
I think what I'm feeling is what every other Bama fan is feeling.
Yeah.
Like disappointment. Not gonna lie, very shocked. Very shocked because it's not the Bama standard of getting blown out 38-3, especially in a playoff, right? Not being able to run the ball at all year, actually. But like going back what you said, Herb, that 4th and 1 just ruined our entire momentum for the whole entire
game.
Isn't
it though?
That entire game. And another thing too, man, is like we're down 17-0. We get the ball at halftime. You would think Grubb would do something different. First 2 plays are screens.
Yeah.
The first play was a wide receiver screen to Ryan Williams for -2 yards. Next is a running back screen for an incomplete. Like, what are we doing? We're totally not down 17-0 in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
But another thing, guys, is you gotta give props to Indiana. Real talk.
For sure.
Yeah. They whatever the hype that you
Big time.
guys hear about Indiana, please believe it. Okay, believe it because those guys are nice, and even I said it. Um, I did a video like right before halftime, and I was like, man, what happened to the offense between the Oklahoma game and until now? Because when we were out there against Oklahoma, I almost feel like that was the Alabama offense that we had been used to seeing, early October, November, and September, and it just looked like they just weren't interested in being out there. It looked like we didn't have a backup plan. They weren't energized or, anything like that. And Herb, you right on that 4th and 1. I said you're lining your 240-pound running back up in the Wildcat, and you're running a jet sweep in your territory, right? Against Indiana. I would have taken my chances with us punting the ball and making them drive the field on our defense. If they did that, I would have tipped my cap to them. But it's almost but it's almost like you just continuously put the defense in bad positions, right? And like you said, it's just like the defense just ultimately was left out there to die, which they really did. And it's been like that
like
for
in most games.
It's been like that for the last 2.5 months of the season. So at that point, man, you really couldn't blame the defense, at all. So you're right about that.
Can I say one more point on that game too? And to that 4th and 1 play, I'd almost take Daniel Hill running straight into the line and say, look, just fall over for a yard before anything else. But the other play that I hate to mention, because I know it got hurt on, knocked him out, but the Ty fumble, you weren't out of reach just yet. You had just got a first down. If you go down right after you get the first down, who knows what happens on that drive, and then you get the ball after halftime. So it's it's if you point to 2 key plays where everything kind of slipped away, I would give both of those 2.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hunter, what else you got? You got anything? What you got, bro?
Fire Ryan Grubb. That's about it.
You know what, man? We gonna get into that on the very last topic Ragsdale sent me.
What up, Alex, man? Always good to see you, bro. He usually chimes in on our Saturday night shows. So
man. I was shocked, bro, about how we came out, because even though Indiana is a great team, I do give them props. They are a great football team. I do think that we matched up pretty well, with Indiana. And I was talking to someone, and I was saying this: when you're breaking down Indiana, right? They're one of those teams where you're going into a game and talent-wise, you're head and shoulders above Indiana. So on paper, you should pretty much dominate the football game, right? But once you get out there, they just do so many things right, and they don't beat themselves, and they also capitalize off your mistakes. It's kind of going to be hard for you to really keep track with those guys. And I said it, man. I said, hey, if Alabama gets down 17 points at halftime, that's ball game. That's ball game. And that's ultimately, man, what it was. It ended up being a ball game in that second half. And it just got worse and worse as the game progressed. So,
I'll say this too, though, and this should go out to everybody as well. That game really showed that stars don't matter.
Yeah,
be honest, because I think Mendoza was the highest rated 3-star on that entire team. Everybody else was 2 and 1-star, and not even ranked.
Yeah.
While Bama's filled with 5 and 4 stars,
and
you get blown out 38-3, that should just tell you stars don't matter when you get into college. Let's be honest.
And you want
development matters when you get to college.
That's correct. And what people don't know is that, man, Indiana is full of MAC players, Mountain West players, and guys like that, And so for Cincinnati to really just get those guys in there, man, and get those guys to believe in the process and develop, you would think that team was full of just 4-star and 5-star plus players. The way they came out there and dominated Alabama. So, man, it definitely was not a great showing, and Herb, like you said, bro, the transfer portal is I can't stand transfer portal season. These guys already had their minds made up during the SEC championship. That as soon as the season was over with, they was bouncing.
We'll get the comments right up for the next category too. So
yeah, and so that right there is gonna lead us to our next topic, man. The transfer portal.
Yes.
Now I know as far as Alabama goes, we do have I think it's like 9 offensive linemen leaving now with what's his name? Wilkin Formby declaring for the transfer portal today. So 9 offensive linemen. I think we've lost 4 receivers, and we had another DB, you know what I'm saying, declared for the portal today. So Hunter, we're losing some guys to the transfer portal, man. How you feeling?
You know, like if you look at some of them, we expected it, right? Cole Adams, Rico, we expected
Hale.
it. Hale, Jalen Hale. But Keon Keeley, that really, I'm not gonna lie, kind of shocked me.
Yeah, I think we got like 14 or 15 players.
And then what's his name that I'm trying to think of? We just talked
Noah
about
Carter was kind of hurt a little bit.
Carter too, and then
yeah.
DB, and help me with it.
Cam Calhoun.
Cam. But we're going like I don't know if y'all were paying attention to it, but if you look at it, they're all going after running backs and wide receivers. Why?
I was
we're loaded.
Yeah,
we're loaded.
Yeah,
go after offensive linemen. We need offensive linemen.
Yeah,
we need some defensive linemen. We got multiple defensive linemen that are going either to the portal or to the draft.
Yeah,
we just lost one just today. Go after the guy at USC. That's just what I say. I know he's taking a visit. Is it this week or next week?
I think it's next week. I think we
Thompson or something like that.
I think he's next week. I think he's visiting on the 8th. And then we had Smothers and the linebacker from Virginia Tech. They were on campus today.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then I seen something today that Arizona State's running back's taking a visit to us.
Yeah, he's taking a visit. And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because I was saying that to myself earlier, is that we're going after more of like running backs and receivers, which I'm not mad at it, but I don't really think that running back and receivers were our biggest issue this season. You know, I said that, listen, you got Michael Carroll coming back, right? He's an All-American, so he's good on his side, right? Parker Brailsford can come back. I don't know if he will, but he can come back. If you get him back, that's 2 positions on your offensive line that you don't have to worry about. So what I would do, I would just spend that money in the portal and go get some of the best offensive linemen, that you can. But that was just my opinion. Herb, transfer portal, bro. How you feeling?
I mean, I said before, I think, we're going to lose 15 to 20. So I think sometimes it hits you quicker than others. I think the problem is, especially with the bigger programs, you're bringing in a top 5 class, right?
Yeah.
And these days you have to get to people playing time sooner rather than later. Used to be, hey, bringing in the top, let's say bringing in 20 recruits in your top 3 class, right?
Yeah.
You might, 1 or 2 of those guys might play, but most of them will sit. Now you got to play at least half of them, before you lose. And I think some of these guys just kind of see it. I also honestly think, and we've all kind of heard little going on here and there. I think on the offense side of the ball, a lot of these guys don't trust Grubb. I mean, you don't know what you're getting with him.
No.
Hale, we saw that in the middle of the year. It leads you to believe, okay, I can get out there. He's just not putting us out there. So it just some of it doesn't make sense. We got to game 10 and we had a whole new offensive line rotation. Like I've never seen that on a championship team, right? Without injuries to people sliding around. It was just, let's just throw out something new. So it doesn't. You got to tell me we had all these linemen and you couldn't figure out a running game either, and you got all these running backs you couldn't figure it out. So I think there's a combination of things, but 15 to 20 is about what I expect, and that was happening at the end of Saban. So it's not necessarily this staff, but there are definitely some things going on to where guys aren't going to want to be here.
Yeah. So all right, I'm gonna ask you guys this. So, what position do you see more people transferring from? Like, do you see us losing some more offensive linemen, defensive backs? Wide receiver, we're pretty thin right now. I'm not gonna lie. So, do you guys like what position group do you see more people leaving from?
I see a lot of wide receivers. Haven't we lost at least 4? If you go back to
Yeah,
Bubba Hampton,
we've lost 4. We lost 4.
Adams, Mbakwe, and
Oh, 5 then, I guess. If you go back
Yeah.
to where Bubba Hampton was,
Rico.
Hampton, Hales, Rico Scott, Mbakwe, Cole Adams.
Yeah, so as far as receiver wise, we still got Isaiah Horton, which he hasn't announced his draft decision yet. We got Ryan Williams, we got Lottie, we got Derek Meadows, and I forget the last.
We got
one.
Sedarian.
Yeah, Sedarian. Sorry,
Sedarian's coming in, but don't you have a couple other wide receivers in that class? So
yeah,
I'll say this though about wide receiver because we keep getting linked to Cam Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a choice of paying Coleman $3 million, which is probably where his asking price, or spending $1 million and get me 3 good linemen on both sides of the ball, 2 offense, 1 defense, or flip it.
Yeah,
I'm doing that all day, and I'm riding with those guys we got in there. And the receiver that you need for next year, if you think Ryan Williams can return to form, right? If you think Brooks can be a true number 1, which you've kind of already seen, right? If you do get Horton back, that's just great. Derek Meadows has flashed a little. I just don't think he's gotten time. And if you think Sedarian Morgan is going to be a star, you don't need a top wide receiver to shore up that room. You just need a depth piece.
Right.
That's what I think.
I think it's all of us right here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What is this?
Our biggest issue is those coaches getting paid for nothing, especially when we cannot run the ball for the last 2 years. The board gets
but last year was a different beast. I put that more on this year. Last year you had your quarterback involved in the run game, so you didn't do traditional runs. I think those are 2 different issues, to be honest.
And also, I want to say
different things.
I also think that too much. Now, listen, I know that the board is the head man in charge. I know this, but I also think that and whoever commented that, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying in general. I just think that as Bama fans, some of us put too much of the blame on Kalen DeBoer. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
it's really some things that he doesn't really have control over. And if you really think about it, as far as the offense goes, DeBoer himself said, hey, I'll leave that to Tyson, whoever the quarterback is, and Ryan Grubb. They handle the offensive side of the ball. He gets involved when he needs to, but I just think that there's too much solely blame being put on Kalen DeBoer instead of the whole staff, right? I feel like the entire staff could have done something to be better the entire season. Even with how good the defense was, I feel like Kane Womack could have did something better. He did a great job this year, but I just don't believe putting all the blame solely, on one person. So Hunter. If Alabama was to lose any more people to the portal, which position do you think would take the most hit or suffer the most from it?
Probably O-line, honestly. I mean, we're going after a good amount of O-line right now. Yeah. I know a guy from Michigan. But another position too is running backs.
So you see us losing.
We're going after a couple running backs right now. So I could see Washington potentially. Surprisingly, Daniel Hill. Yeah. And then I just seen just a few minutes ago that Ole Miss is going after AK Deer.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
I think the thing about getting a running back in, especially a transfer portal one, is if you look at what happened to Dre Washington last year, how do you convince the next guy to come in?
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to your other topic about staff changes at some point.
Yeah.
If I'm a running back, this is not necessarily where I want to take a visit to. So that's already interesting to me.
Yeah. I think that if we do I watched Smothers some highlights. That's a great running back. I'm not gonna lie. So if he did commit to Bama, I would not be mad at all. But I do think that if he does end up committing, or we do go out and get a running back in the portal, we could see at least a running back or 2 that's already there, just going ahead and being hey, I'm pretty much gonna be out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that there is something to watch, man. And I do think that players leaving are a result in like changes being made. So that right there is going to lead us to our last topic, of the show. Offensive changes. Third, uh, so like offensive changes, if any, do you see anything that like needs to happen and it needs to happen like right now?
Yeah, I think I would look at Coach Cap and Grubb as possibly out the door. Here's what I think right now, right? If I said to y'all, hey man, they need to fire DeBoer tomorrow, you'd be split, right? There's a bunch of y'all be like, no, man, well, I defend it. You know, there would be a bunch, oh yeah, he need to go, but there'd be a bunch of people like, let's be rational, let's think about it, right?
Yep.
When I say stuff like that, we've all talked about it. When everyone says we need to fire Grubb, nobody's defending it. Like, there's not one single person who is like, and I know that's not a scientific poll, but we've been on, Raj and I have already been on, this is the third show we've been on since that lost.
Yeah.
And it's just out there, and you see, and I had a Seattle fan who was messaged me during the year, and they were saying the same thing, like, hey man, everybody in Seattle's happier that he's gone. Same running backs are in Seattle as when Grubb was there. They're having a much better season. I know you switched out your quarterback, okay, but nobody thinks Darnold is like great. You know, they've got a defense that's playing well, and the running game plays better and helps out Darnold. So it's just he's got to go. He just and we've been spoiled, man. Kiffin was great. Sark might have been one of the best you've ever seen at adapting to what's your personnel. And we've said it a million times, so I won't go deep in it. But Grubb does not watch games. He does not watch halves, and he has no idea what his personnel is. And it's just, you can't tell me we had a highly rated line and that deep of running backs who can do almost everything with 6 different guys.
Yeah.
And then, like, all of a sudden, first game, number 6 on the depth chart is your number 1, and you're changing your line. You know, none of this makes sense to me. And I agree with Nick also. Cap got to go, too. The line has not been.
We haven't had a consistent OC.
No.
Since Kiffin.
Yeah, since
honestly,
I don't really think that it's bad that I say this, but I think that Ryan Grubb was worse than Tommy Reese was. I don't really think Tommy Reese was like
it wasn't that bad.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that bad, but compared to Ryan Grubb, like he's one of the best play callers you're gonna,
Reese had to deal with Milroe, and I don't think he ever adapted to running quarterback. I think that was like a specific thing. I think Reese would have loved to deal more with Ty Simpson and what we had. But to your point, at least Reese, halfway through the year tried to adapt to what Milroe does better. And you saw that at the second half of the year. But Grubb, we just consistently got, as the defenses got better, we got worse. And like, name one adjustment that we did the whole second half of the year on offense,
None at all. None at all. So
I'm gonna ask y'all this.
Grubb
or Bill O'Brien?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Bill.
This sounds like a politician's answer.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I would honestly just take my chances with Bill O'Brien, bro. I would take my chances with Bill O'Brien, because at least you would see Bill O'Brien take a risk here and there. Okay, it's like Grubb. One thing that I did not like about Grubb is that for one, he doesn't know what to run and when to run it, right? And two, he was just scared to go downfield, right? And when you have a quarterback like that, a receiver group like that, like, you got to take some shots downfield. Now, I understand Ty Simpson missed a lot of like downfield throws, but that doesn't mean you just go away from it. Like you keep trying it until he gets it. So me personally, I would take my chance. They were both horrible. They're both horrible. Don't get me wrong. But I would, worst question ever. Huh? I would take my chances with Bill O'Brien.
No, I don't think losing Sheridan helps you. I don't. I think maybe he just got a little bit too much prep
last year.
To
be honest.
Yeah, I don't think Sheridan did a bad job.
He wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, for what he was dealt with. But
can we also say something? Isn't it weird for a program that everyone's all upset at and talking about firing all these coaches to lose so many coaches to other programs? Like, everybody wants our coaches but us.
I said that.
Like, people are trash,
man.
I said, man, every time someone needs a player or a coach, they're coming to Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, O'Brien did have a run game, so
yeah. Hunter, offensive changes, man. Like what I ain't know what he gonna say, bro. I know how he gonna start out. What needs to happen?
Do we even have to ask this? like Grubb and Cap, man. Like it's been the problem all year. O-line can't do anything. Let's be honest. We have the guys. We had the guys. Let's be for real. We had the guys. We just didn't have the right scheme. The right scheme. Yeah. How are we going to be able to run the ball when we throw the ball 90% of the time? We never got it going because we never ran it. Ain't because we couldn't. We just never did it. Grubb says we tried every running back. That's BS. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. Don't say we tried every running back. Oh, okay, we can't run the ball. Maybe change up your scheme, you bozo. My bad. I don't want to get off pedo, I don't want to get mad and stuff, but dude, we gotta make some changes ASAP. Because if Grubb stays another year, you're gonna see big time names hit the portal that we're not gonna like. That's facts.
And I also think that you said that. I also think there's a couple of guys that are waiting to see if we do fire Grubb and if we do fire Coach Cap now. If they end up staying, I agree with that. I do think that we will see even more bigger names entering the transfer portal. Now, I also will say this. I don't think anybody that transferred today or yesterday or whatever, I don't think that we lost anybody that we can really be like, dang, but we lost a game changer, right? The only ones that really hurt me. I'm just saying I'm a big Jalen Mbakwe fan, right? And when he hit the portal, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hurt about that. But other than that, I don't really see a really huge loss to where we gotta hang our hat on it. But so offensive coordinator does need it needs to be changed. I will say that Coach Cap has to be fired as well.
Somebody put it in there. I want Pittman if we're answering this question.
I want Pittman as our O-line coach.
I just drive over and hand him a check. Here you go, bro. You just tell us what you need. Bro, hey, we'll pack the stuff up for you.
For real? How much do you want? 1.2?
Wait, so what's the other guy from Washington that what's his name?
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember. Yeah. So those two, but Sam Pittman, I got $20 on it. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw some money in there too. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you gotta do.
Do they Ivan Taylor transfer?
I don't think Ivan Taylor. I don't think any freshmen is really transfer. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Because they're gonna have really good shots to get on the field next season anyway. I do feel like there's a couple freshmen that are going to be sophomores next season that are going to see some really big playing time. So I don't really see any freshmen transferring at all. So
secondary wise, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
at all. No,
I agree.
Yeah, secondary we're still over. So
linebackers, I mean, ain't worried about it. But D line, I want get a couple D line from the portal. Like I said, the guy.
I almost feel like the defense is going to be like it was last year. They'll probably bring in a bunch of different new people. It'll start slow. This year, you don't start off with a terrible game, at the beginning of the year. Like Florida State was game 2 or 3 at least, right? So they'll work into it and they'll be better at the end of the year. So they really need to get
understand. Defense saved us most of the season.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that the good thing
about we had an offense, man,
I think that the good thing about the defense is secondary wise, I feel like we're still loaded in the secondary. Linebackers, I do think we need to push hard for more linebackers because Jefferson, Hill Green, and Deontay Lawson, they're all gone. Now I do think Xavier Griffin is a day one starter at Bama at linebacker. I do think that. Yeah, I think that he's going to start day one. Defensive line,
I'll say a few weeks.
Yeah, defensive line. I say we bring in 1 or 2 transfers because you also got to think. I think that James Smith is coming back. You still got Renard. Yeah. Still got is Kelby Collins back or he can come back, right?
He's coming from Florida, right?
Yeah, Kelby Combs. I think he's got more eligibility. You still got Father. You still got Rousseau and Pierre. So I think defensive line, we're still pretty much set. But like, I would take 1 or 2 transfers among that unit right there. But as far as offense, like that's where I feel like we should be hitting the portal the hardest as far as the offensive side of the ball. So
he's a junior.
Yeah.
So how do you get a coach into the transfer portal? Like, what's the process for that? Like, do you just force them into it, or
like
do they have to declare?
I think you got to just see that right there is why. Yeah, so that right there is why I could not be a head coach, because when it comes down to having to fire someone who's not getting the job done, yeah, I'ma just let you have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you're not getting the job done, bro. You got to go. That's me. That's how I would say it. But I mean,
Hunter's your OC and he ain't getting the job done. You just let him hang out.
See, Hunter is my dog. You know, Hunter, that's my guy right there.
And that's DeBoer and Grubb right now.
Yeah, so I feel like when it's your guy. Now listen, y'all, I feel like Hunter will be a great OC. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if he wasn't getting it done, I'd be like, hey, bro, like you ain't getting it done. You got to go, you know? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he would feel like that.
It's literally job, bro. If you can't do your job, you're going to get fired. Simple.
So,
but me personally, I'm not going for it on 4th and 1 on 35.
Yeah, like I said, bro, I would have just took the chance.
Coming out of halftime, I'm not throwing 2 screens down 17-0.
Herb, so you're head coach and Rod is your offensive coordinator. And
that's easy though. I fire him if he does a good job. So
if that's the case, listen. If that's the case, where you mad 2.0? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but look, business is different. You know, I can't say if I'm in charge and you're doing terrible, that I'm gonna let you bring both of us down. Because if he brings Grubb back and you lose players who would possibly come here. You lose players that are still on the team. You run that scheme that you had last year, and we go through another year like this and end the year, because we should be celebrating this year. You know, you got to SEC championship game, won a playoff game. That is a step up from the year before. Instead, we looked at the lack of progress at the second half of the year, the way the last game ended, and how non-competitive you are. Yeah, and you have to have changes. So look, I love Raj. And if I had to bring him in, we'd have that real talk. Like, look, man, we're letting you go. Money, you know, you're going to get your money that you signed the contract for. So you're going to be straight. I love you. Like, if you want to go and complain to mom about me, whatever, we can do some other stuff and we can repair this relationship. But for the sake of both of us, okay, I got to, you know, one of us got to go. So, it's Titanic, man. I'm kicking you off so I can have the plank to myself and I'm floating. Otherwise, we both going down.
Yeah,
you know
I
agree
with that.
You got to have that talk.
Yeah, and we all said this at the beginning of the year, right? Like, Alabama had everything you needed to be a 30 to 40 points per game type of offense, right? You had the quarterback, you had the receivers. I don't care, man. The running back room is not as bad as everybody was making it out to be. That's just me personally. I don't think it was at all. So you had.
I don't think so either.
Like, I think Alabama scored over 30 points, once or twice the entire season. That's unacceptable.
I'll tell you right now.
Not counting the cupcake games, right?
Yeah, not counting the cupcake games at all. Yeah. So we scored 30 points once or twice this entire season. That's unacceptable, man. You had every tool that you needed to be the best offense or one of the best offenses in the country, man. And it just seems like nothing changed. Nothing changed at all. You came out there after Oklahoma and you looked even worse than you did in the conference championship game. You know, so
we scored four games where we scored 30 plus. That was
really?
Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Right.
Wisconsin. Oklahoma in the playoff, and
Tennessee, right?
I forgot about Tennessee. The one I forgot about.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You look at a couple of those games: defensive touchdown, last second touchdown. You know, Vanderbilt and the second Oklahoma game. It's not like the offense was just humming at any point.
Yeah. So
Bill goes to.
Huh?
Bill goes to.
Yeah, field goals too. So man, I definitely feel like some offensive changes are coming and definitely need to be made. But that right there is gonna wrap us up for tonight. Um Season did not end how we wanted it to, but listen, bro, at the end of the day, the tide is still gonna roll. We will be back stronger and better than ever next season. So let the folks know where they can find you at, bro.
Okay.
We're going into hiding. No, I'm just joking. We're still gonna be out there. Herb and Raj podcast. Check us out on YouTube and on Twitter and on TikTok. Still our live show coming up this Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're just gonna preview the championship games, and then in the coming weeks we'll probably do we had a 2 different sessions before the season. One where we did a Bama breakdown, and one where we did a whole SEC breakdown where everybody picked the record. So we got to go back and review those, see how good we did and how bad we did. I said I had 1 win. I got Tennessee at 9-3, and I had 4 teams, so I probably went 1-3. Probably the other 3 were terrible. Don't be surprised, but just stuff like that. Come check us out, and then come have a drink with us on Saturday nights, 8:30. We're still gonna do our Saturday night show, and then of course right here with the great, what is it? The greatest Bama analyst known to man, right here on Talking Bama.
Definitely check those guys out, man. Herb and Raj, man. I love that show. I've been on there 2 times, and it was great both times that I've been on there.
I have never been invited.
I love.
Wait. So Damo texted us to say, "Hey man, can I come on this Saturday? Bro, can I come on this Tuesday?" We said, "Yeah."
I have to get on that Wednesday. So yeah, man. Hunter, let the folks know where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me on TikTok at Hunter the Bama fan. You can also find me every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern on the Bama Blueprint. And then starting up sometime this month, we're starting back up on the Talking Tide Hoops with me, JT, and Damo and Jeff. And yeah, man, that's about it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to those guys, man. Nate Oates, man, the dominant win over Kentucky. Listen, for Kentucky to go out there and spend so much money on that roster is not looking good over there, at all. That's looking like some money wasted, So definitely go check these guys out, man. Hunter forgot to say something. He's the biggest troll on TikTok. But as far as I go, man, y'all guys can find me right here on the best Bama channel that there is. Like Hunter said, Talking Tide Hoops should be starting up sometime this month, right? 7:30 every Friday night. We got Hunter, we got Bentley, we got myself, the Bama Blueprint. And then Sunday night, you can find me here. Sunday night Talking Bama. Also, you can find me on TikTok at Damo Reacts, right? That's DOMO_Reacts. So man, it was a fun
all 108 in here, by the way.
Yeah, it was a fun season, a stressful season, you know what I'm saying? But do not give up hope. Because listen,
real quick,
we are going to the Natty next season. Bro.
Real quick.
Even if we just gotta buy tickets.
Can we all agree though? Can we all agree that it is kind of impressive that we went 11-4 being one dimensional?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I said we should be able to celebrate. Had we lost that last game by 3 or 7, we'd be like, man, if we did, but that's what the race is. Because you're right, Hunter. We should be happy. I can't believe we won.
We're just little steps behind right now.
Yeah, and that's one thing I say, man. Areas. You have to. One thing I always do is I try to find a positive in a negative, right?
Yep.
And the season did not start out how we wanted it to at all. We were basically playing win or go home football for the entire season, right? And for what those guys went through and what they had to deal with the fan base and the national media and their coach leaving, then you got players going to the port, all they had to deal with, and the fact that they still made it to the quarterfinals of the playoff, I'm fine with that. I'm not one of those fans who expects a championship every single year.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think it was a great season, a great year for the board. Now, we do got to cut down on losing the 4 games. You know what I'm saying? We got to cut down on that. We can't keep doing that.
For sure.
And getting blown out and only scoring 3 points.
Yeah, but that too. But other than that, man, it was a great season to me. So I have nothing to complain about,
besides run game.
Yeah, besides run game at all.
And Grub.
Yeah. So that right there is gonna wrap us up for tonight, and we will see you guys next week. But Hunter, before we go, do what you do, brother. Let's go.
We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide.
See y'all next week, man.